Hi guys, welcome back to our channel Pixeled Apps, and today we are going to talk about a very important issue that is currently affecting the world politics. Life is extremely difficult and we can no longer afford the monthly mortgage. Chinese homeowners wrote in a letter to local officials in July. We have to take risks out of desperation and follow path of a mortgage strike. China's entire economy is about to collapse. And the thing is, banking crash and financial crisis going on in China right now is hardly being talked about at all. And the story is just plain weird in so many ways. What's happening right now in China is crazy. Banks have defrauded customers of billions, lied about the products they were investing people's money in, and even allegedly collaborated with government agencies in China to change people's health pass status so they could force them to stay at home and not protest. And although this is a very regional problem right now, China's potential banking system, bankruptcies, and inability to pay funds to customers has already started spilling into the West. And China's economy's falls, it's possible things could get much worse used to fall. Real estate, that's in the center of China's economy right now. Real estate is generally considered a safe investment like bonds. Over in China, real estate investing is much more tantamount to gambling. This is because housing prices have been artificially inflated and have been for years. The Chinese government has been propping up for the housing market by buying up vacant apartments nobody wants to live in and pumping money into the construction industry. At one point, citizens pouring their life savings into properties that weren't even built yet and yet never would be. On July 10, over 1,000 furious customers staged a mass protest at a Bank of China branch in Henan, demanding the savings be returned. The protesters were beaten up by a violent mob of unknown men in white shirts. The incident in Henan was one in an array of recent protests this year linked to the banking crisis in China. Local banks in China have been plagued by systematic issues and risk caused by increased housing prices, police uncertainty, and shadow banking. After the global financial crisis, smaller banks and financial institutions were found to have a great influence on the interconnectedness and stability of the Chinese banking sector. Henan's financial crisis emerged from its provincial capital, Zhengzhou, which is considered ground zero of the crisis. Over 40 billion renminbi is missing from bank deposits in Henan. Back in April, 4 rural banks in Henan notified depositors that their accounts had been frozen and they would not be able to withdraw money. Further investigations revealed that a private firm, Henan Zincafio Group, had stakes in all of these banks and had embezzled funds through the use of fabricated loans and internal and external collusion. Furthermore, not only does central China's Henan province have to witness the unraveling of the nation's biggest bank scam, but it simultaneously also has to deal with the mortgage crisis. Clients are boycotting loan payments given that developers find it difficult to complete and deliver unfinished housing projects. The increasing mortgage boycotts have led authorities to be concerned that more home buyers will follow suit. According to estimates from Jefferies Financial Group Inc., a full default on the stalled projects would lead to an influx of 388 billion RMB as non-performing loans. A group of 15 Chinese banks, including China's largest mortgage lender, China Construction Bank Corp, disclosed that the risks are controllable as their exposure to delayed projects has been limited. Still, there remains the possibility of instability in the banking system, which could strain China's economic growth. Beijing faces a dilemma in dealing with the two-pronged problem. All of this fake businesses has provided Chinese citizens a false sense of economic security and opulence when really there was nothing. It's like a giant Ponzi scheme that's about to come crashing down. Meanwhile, unsold apartments are piling up, unemployment as a record high, inflation is the highest it's been in 2 years. Evergrande and other large property developers have spiraled into default. Economic growth has slowed to shit behind Beijing's zero COVID policy, and people are beginning to protest. In fact, in more than 100 cities across China, hundreds of thousands of Chinese homeowners are boycotting the housing market and refusing to repay loans on unfinished properties. According to a Bloomberg report, an emergency meeting was held between the Chinese Ministry of Housing and Urban Rural Development, major banks, and financial regulators to discuss the growing mortgage crisis. These events have prompted local authorities to set up task forces to focus on resuming work on unfinished projects and mitigating the systemic risk posed by defaulters. As the ongoing banking crisis in Henan unfolds, its impact on the larger political future for Xi Jinping and the CPP remains to be seen. It can be assumed that based on the emergency created, Xi and the Central Party leadership will look to take control of the narrative and incorporate the financial tensions in the agenda, building up the National Party Congress. Presently, as seen with the Xi's travel within China in the past year, maintaining unity and stability in the firm leadership of the party is critical to the political environment. Should the ongoing crisis continue, along with the already high public dissatisfaction with the zero COVID policy, protest against local governments could intensify, forcing Xi Jinping to take action to retain public trust. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and also please don't forget to check out our book that's exclusively available on Amazon.